Have you ever wanted to know how much it costs to build a barndominium? Let's just say you're thinking, I want to build a house, but maybe a barndominium is cheaper. Well, hi, my name is Shoda. I am the Homestead Realtor, and I am currently building a barndominium in Florida. And I'm going to give you the actual cost to date that I have in my barndominium. So to begin, let's break down the permits for this building. Permits are like this little sneaky thing that you're like, what? I gotta pay permits to build on my property? You completely forget it when you're like taking the cost in to build your house, but they actually add up to a lot, especially in our case. So I wanna go over those because I think they're super important. And I'm not sure what your county entails on those permits, but make sure you're prepared to pull some of these permits. So let's start off with the driveway. The driveway permit cost us $510. Next, we had to go ahead and we had to pay for our septic permit. Now, we haven't even started on the septic yet, but we had to go ahead and pull that permit in the beginning, and that cost was $590. From there, we had to go ahead and pay for the building and impact fees. These are impact fees that impact the county, the schools, the roads, the taxes, sort of thing. So the building plus our impact fees here in Nassau County, Florida, cost us $15,225. I know, trust me, but I know it's worse at other places, so I'm not going to complain. Right, then we had the electrical permit, which is $160, and then finally our plumbing permit, which is at $150. So as of right now, the total for all of the permitting that we have so far is $16,635. So once all that permitting was paid for, then we actually began the property. So first was the dirt. We had to haul in dirt for the pad, and that amount was $9,360. Now, we use good quality sandy hard pan, but for your foundation, you could also use regular clean fill dirt as well. We were just able to get our hands on the sandy hard pan, and so we took it. Now, in order to get that dirt where we needed it to go, and we didn't want to pay someone to come in and do that work, we wanted to do it ourselves, we had to rent a dozer. And so that dozer rental costed $2,000 for us to get the dirt where we needed it to be and ready for the foundation. So our final cost for the dirt and the dozer rental to get it ready to actually start the foundation is $11,360. And we don't even have a building yet. So we actually didn't shop online for architectural plans for this building. Instead, we went to a local architect in town and asked him to draw the plans of where the framing's gonna go and the plumbing and the windows and things like that. And so that when we put this building up, we had an idea as to what we were doing. That cost was $2,000. The architectural plans also included engineering with that amount. We had to get our plumbing roughed in prior to the foundation. So the plumbing for 2 bathrooms and the kitchen came out to be $6,500. Now that is just the rough-in prior to foundation. So we have the foundation, and we chose to double form our foundation from the beginning. The reason is we wanted our home to be taller, but we also had to meet the city's requirement for where our building was at in regards to the street. So the total cost of our foundation is $27,000. Okay, so I know I've talked a little bit so far, and you're kind of like, how big actually is your barndominium? It is a 74-foot by 30 foot. And our barndominium kit included installation. So the full price for the barndominium plus the installation of it was $34,128. On this barndominium, we have a front porch and a back porch that we have done. So the front porch is actually a 16 by 10 foot front porch, and the back porch is a 20 foot by 10 foot porch. So before they ever install the barndominium kit, what you need to go ahead and purchase is all of your windows and all of your doors. We have some amazing, we have one amazing huge window above my kitchen sink, which I'm like super excited for. It's like the best thing ever. And we also have French doors. We have 2 other exterior doors. And I think we have a total of 6 windows. So 2 in the living, 1 in each of the guest bedrooms, and then 2 in the master bedroom. The total amount for our window package was $8,700, and we needed to go ahead and purchase those ahead of time in order for the crew to install them at the time they installed this building. There was a gap there when our windows came in and our building wasn't ready. We actually had to get a storage unit for 1 month. So that storage unit cost $100. So if you don't have a place close by where you're building that you need to store some of these things ahead of time, go ahead and start thinking about it now. So really, our windows and doors cost us $8,800. So we actually had to hire out well drilling for this property, something that obviously we didn't have the equipment for. So we called out a well drilling contractor and had him come out and let us know if we were actually able to do a flowing well. And unfortunately, we just couldn't get a flowing well here. It just wouldn't work. So we had to get a salt and pepper well that was 330 feet down, and we hired this out, and the cost of the well with the submersible pump was $7,650. In regards to the electrical, we added up until this point ourselves. So first we had to do an electrical pedestal on the exterior of our building over by the garage, and that pedestal cost $565 to get all the parts for and install ourselves. Now we also had to purchase that electrical panel that goes in the meter. It's called a meter cam combo. That cost $500. Now, I'm sure if you hired this out to an electrician, it would cost a lot more, but for us being able to get the items and install them, we're at $1,065 for both. One thing that I didn't even think about at all was the portable sanitation that we needed. So our portable sanitation is $135 a month, and we've had it here, I believe, for 2 months. So it will continue being here, but for now, that is $270. Now that we have gone over everything that we have currently in here to date, this is everything, like legit. So far, we are at, drumroll please, come on with it, we are just over $115,000. Now, if you are like us and you want to build something like this with cash and you don't necessarily want to go out and get a loan, knowing these numbers are really going to help you know how to save ahead of time. Also know, okay, once we get to a certain point where we are out of cash, what do we have to look forward to in the beginning? For us, this was our stopping point. This was how much we'd had saved up that we could do without coming and getting a loan for the building, because we already have a loan on the property. Remember, none of these numbers include the land itself. So we're at $115,000, and that's a lot of cash to save up. But not only that, is we still have to build this 74 by 30 home out. And so I think it's really good for you to get a head knowledge before you ever begin this about how much it's actually going to cost the building itself. And I think these numbers are really good, especially if you are here in Florida. We're in Northeast Florida. This is something that you can use to kind of budget and maybe budget a little bit more than what we have, determining for your area. Overall, I'm super happy with how the building has turned out. I'm happy with most of the people that we've had working on it. There have been a couple of things here and there that I wish that we could go back and do differently, and that's a completely separate video. But for now, these are the numbers, and hopefully this helps you prepare for the time that you go ahead and build your own.